All right. Greetings, greetings. Yes. Grand Rising, Kingdom greetings, Great Awakening. Welcome to the transitioning table. Welcome where we now transition from one mindset to another, from one world to another, from one kingdom to another. It's all about transitioning. At this point, we are all awoke to the truth of who we are as a people. Now we need to know how do we transition from one place to the other, from one mindset to the other, and restore our kingdom. So today, I came to you with kingdom business. Yes, kingdom business, because what I realize is a lot of us are transitioning in terms of we are woke to who we are as a people. We are woke to the out of the matrix and the lies they have told us. But at the same time, too, a lot of us are still stuck in their system. And so we're at the place where as we now need to know, how do I transition? How do I transition um, from this place of being stuck inside this matrix, still going around, running around in circles? Yes. And so I believe that the time has come, and the time now is that our people understand kingdom business. How do we create an economy for ourselves, just as the G7s did, the G12s, now BRICS, all of these various people created economies for themselves. And what they had to do, they had to learn how to trust each other. And I think the biggest problem that has occurred among us is that we were taught, trained, equipped not to trust each other, not to be able to do business together. And let me tell you, some of us costed ourselves because we became dishonest when people decide to invest. Instead of investing, persons took the money unto themselves instead of doing that which the monies with the currency was sent to them to do. So it builds up a distrust in the midst of all of this for our people. And so it's understanding why, or understanding, let me not say under, we ain't standing under anything. We're understanding because we're going within ourselves now. We're not standing under their rules, their regulations, their laws, and all that different stuff anymore. We're understanding and going within ourselves to now figure out how do we move forward? How do we create an economy for ourselves? How do we um, establish kingdom businesses? How do we move um, in larger dimensions without this distrust that we have created, or some have created among ourselves? And so for me, I want to start with, like I said, the topic is kingdom business. And with kingdom business, why? The question is this: why do we, as an awoke set of people, a conscious set of people, need to be in business? And for me, it is to create, once again, wealth, to reestablish our kingdom. So, in order for us to be able to reintroduce ourselves and to create the kind of economy that we need to thrive and to be able to network, we need to now start establishing kingdom businesses. with that kind of concept in mind in terms of reestablishing the kingdom. That's what it's supposed to be all about, reestablishing the kingdom. How do we go about reestablishing? We can put a blueprint down and we could say, and this is forging the way forward. I've seen many organizations, even in this awakening, coming together and trying, but because there has been disingenuine people in the midst of the organization, there have been disingenuine people that when it comes to people's finances, they've been dishonest. And it is sad. It is very, very sad that we found in this awakening that there are people that was taking people's money and was dishonest about it, not making any progress, not doing the things that people were sending their monies to do and stuff like that. But I believe that the time has now come and the time now is, whereas we are going to find persons that are truly honest about it and who truly means the best for the people and for the reestablishing of this kingdom. And so, yeah, the warrior queen here has come to the place where as I'm going to start charging our people in terms of, not charging in terms of fee, but challenging, let me put it like that, our people to rise up to the place where as we truly start establishing the kingdom. And I want to be one that leads by example. I don't want to just tell you. I want to also be leading by example and let the life I live be the evidence of the things that I speak. And that's the thing for me. Let the life I live be the evidence of the things that I speak. And so there are one or two things that I've been doing on the ground here. And I'm looking forward to sharing some of it with you. I think the time has come because you need to find someone that is genuine about doing what they say that they're doing for the kingdom, not just saying it to get you to give them their monies, and then they're living a lavish life, and then you crying because now my name will be, this person took my money and I don't see no results from the monies that I've given and stuff like that. So number one, why as awoken people, conscious people, chosen people, we need to establish businesses to establish the kingdom, to rebuild the kingdom. Remember, I use for an example the wall. Nehemiah, he saw the need of the wall being rebuilt. He saw the waste cities. It goes back to, I think in Isaiah 2, where he talk about the old waste cities and stuff like that. Remember, the continent of Africa was a kingdom. Kingdoms was established, it was set up everywhere. You had the one God's kingdom. You still have the Buganda kingdom. You had Musa Mansam, who had a kingdom. You had Queen Nzinga and their kingdom. You had the Duhan kingdom. You had so many kingdoms that was here. And they were destroyed by another kingdom, which was, we consider the European kingdom, the northern kingdom. They came down and they saw what was here and they destroyed it, the Mali kingdom and all these different things. So these kingdoms were here, they were set up, they were structured, there was structure. There were good governance inside these kingdoms. And I believe that we can do it again. It is time now to reestablish the kingdom. But the way this is going to be done is only going to be by those that are truly, truly honest and genuine in the moving forward and the advancing of this kingdom. How this kingdom is the wealth transfer going to take place to produce and to do these things? Honest people. I believe that first and foremost, we will have to establish the barter system, whereas not everybody trying to produce the same thing those who are making shoes, or those who make clothes, or those who are doing the farming in terms of fruits and vegetables and greens and stuff like that. Those who are doing pasturing with cows and sheep and goats, and then those who do it. We have to find a way. We have to come together. We have to create a formula. Mind you, let me tell you this. Let me say yes. The formula is there. We do not throw out the baby with the bathwater, because the system that is in place didn't serve us its highest good. Does not mean that the system was not working. It just, they took our system, what they met in place, and turned it against us. And they made us consumers. Yeah. We were not always the heavy consumers. We were the ones who took things to the market to be consumed. So now, how do we turn this back around and we be the producers once again, and not just the consumers? So that's how wealth transfer is going to start taking place, because we need to take back our rightful place. We need to now possess the land. That's another thing. We need to possess the land. And so in order to possess the land, a lot of us are expecting or waiting for the land to be handed to us. It's not going to be handed to us just like that. So we have to do some things so that the Most High can see that we are serious about the things that we're doing. And He's the one who will now, that's the way now the wheels will get turning, and us being able now to possess the land and start the redeveloping our kingdom. You know, religion had us brainwashed and waiting that the Most High was going to come down and purge out the land, and they tell us He's going to gather His people back together again. We have free will, choice. We choose whether we want to associate with someone or not associate with someone. We choose whether we want to fellowship with someone or not fellowship with someone. We choose whether we want to talk to someone or not talk to someone. We choose if we want to go into business with someone or not go into business with someone. So a lot of times, because of religion, it makes us passive and procrastinators, waiting for something to happen instead of being the ones that make it happen. That's the thing. We have the power. That's why I say going within, inner stand, stand over it and look down at it. Inner stand, go within yourself and figure out how I am going to play my part in being able to help develop this kingdom. How am I going to play my part in being able to now establish? How am I going to learn how to trust again? Because somebody has already taken $1,000 from me, or somebody's already taken $10,000 from me, or somebody's already taken, all of these funds from me. And how am I going to go now again and find this kind of money to invest again to help establish this kingdom? Because now we have to look at it not from a selfish place. And yes, it's selfish, but also from a selfless place also, that it's only not about just me, myself, and I, but now me, my husband, my wife, my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, establishing what, quote unquote, what they say, a legacy. Establishing a legacy, because remember, sometimes, but they tell us, a righteous man or good man leaves an inheritance for his children, his children's children, his children's children. But let's bring it to the kingdom. When we set up the right structure, we leave a legacy, we leave a dynasty for generations and generations to come. And also what we would do now is, because they had stolen our history and our story from us, we would make it impossible for them to erase our history again. So this is why we need to now establish kingdom business, whereas we now take back our kingdom, our rightful place. We take back our systems and how we educate our people, how we feed our people, how we heal our people, how our people survive and acquire land and all these different, we have to do it. But that trust factor has to be reestablished. That we trust once again in terms of being able to build this kingdom. The other thing is, how do we get started? How do we get started, especially after trusting persons once again with our finances and they failed us? Once again, we got to go within, because we want to have it bad enough. How bad do we want it? How bad do you want it? How bad do I want it? And one of the things for me, especially in this transitioning, is learning how to go within and learning how to be patient, be very patient in the process, not trying to get a rich, quick turnover right away. Give me something, as everything sounds so easy. Because when it sounds easy, you got to what? Pay attention. You got to pay attention. When people say, oh, no, don't take all of that, and this is what you do, pay attention. It takes sometimes a process. There's some pros and cons in the midst of all of this. There's some con artists in the midst of us who will sell us a good song and no, they can't deliver. But because people are desperate to come home, people are desperate to own a piece of land on the continent, they keep on falling prey to what people are saying. Oh, come here. I help you get land. But when you look at the laws of the land, you realize that as a diasporan, you can't just walk into certain countries and just buy the land and own the land and that's it. No, there are some process in some countries. I could talk a little bit about Kenya, but I'll talk about that in another video in terms of the process here in Kenya in terms of buying land, which is so sweet. I am so eternally grateful that this is where the Most High sent me in terms of some things that can be done that cannot be done in other countries in terms of land. Yeah. So how do we get started? It starts within and being patient, being very, very patient. Transitioning is never easy, but it's worth it. Establishing yourself in a country that you did not grow up in, don't know the language, calls for patience. Some of you, and I can say this in my transitioning table, I have the right to say it. Some of you met some people through watching my video or me talking to them or bringing some people on my platform and stuff like that. You learn about them and then you hurry up and run behind them. And now a lot of people have been bamboozled, tricked, lied to out of monies, currency, finances. Yeah. Because persons use their platforms to make you believe that they can do more than they can do for you. And the truth came out that they can't. All they were tricksters. And for me, I repent. I seek your forgiveness because I had some one or two of them on my platform. But we live and we learn. We live and we learn. And so patience. I think it's Bob Marley who said it. A patient man ride donkey. Because why? Well, donkeys take its time going wherever it have to go. And a patient man don't ride a horse. Patient man don't ride you on a Maserati. A patient man rides donkey, meaning you would take your time to figure things out. That's the number one. That's in terms of getting started. First and foremost, what you call it? Foundation. Foundation is knowing that this need to be done. Foundation is writing the vision down. Foundation is knowing that this is where I want, knowing in the direction that you want to go in. And then getting started is having the patience in doing the research, doing the field work. Don't just hear me, receive what I say, and then run with it. Do your groundwork. There's so much information out here now that you could do your groundwork even after I finish speaking to you. Just verify whether what I'm saying is true or not. And what I find is a lot of us, oh, he from Congo, or he from Kenya, or he from Nigeria, so they should know. Let me tell you something. Some of these people that are from these countries don't even know themselves. They're learning from us who came here. And so they're running with what we tell them. And then they come back to you, regurgitate it, and make it seem as if they knew all along when they did not know. You understand? This journey is not for the faint heart. This journey is not for somebody who is in a rush and in a haste to hurry up yet. I know people who was in a rush and a hurry to hurry up yet and got robbed. I'm thankful that they stand strong and they didn't give up, but their haste really made a waste and made them lose a lot of money because they want to hurry up and do one. They want to be able to brag and boast that they was here and they here and they ship all of their stuff and da. And in the midst of all of it, they was robbed. I could tell you when it was time for me to come to Africa, I left my home in the Bahamas, went to New York to assist someone who was having surgery, and from New York came to Kenya. I was thinking I was heading back home to the Bahamas first before I even came to the continent. But I did not even have an opportunity to go back home to the Bahamas, to go back to the Bahamas. And I didn't hastily came here. The Spirit was pressing on me, this is where you need to go. And so through much supplication and patience, I'm here. So in terms of establishing kingdom business, you must have patience. In terms of getting things done, you must have patience. A lot of us are in countries where getting things done with the government is like what they say, pulling a tooth, but it's no different here on the continent. It's no different here. It is not an overnight singing sensation unless you come and start doing the same crooked things that the system was doing, paying people off to get things done. Not having patience to wait the process, to see if your delay is a deterrent from a pitfall. But because you want it done so quickly, you decide, let me pay this person, let me pay the next person. This person robbed me, the next person, because you was in a rush. You had no patience to wait on the process. Yes, you get started and you look into the country, you go from here to there, figure out which country it is you want. Then you figure out, okay, this is where I'm going to be established. Then you figure out the laws of the land. Because the laws of the land are still in place. I don't care how chosen we are as Bantus. I don't care how chosen you are as a star seed or enlightened one and stuff like that. The laws of the land, the matrix is still in operation. As much as you say, oh, the matrix is falling. No, we are coming out of the matrix. And sometimes coming out of one matrix, you end up in another matrix. Yes. If you're not careful, you go from one matrix to another matrix. Because if you're so eager to hurry up and get this done and get there and get here and get the other. So you go from one matrix to the other. Kingdom business calls for patience. Kingdom business is called for strategies. You got to sit down with like-minded people. And let me tell you something. Kin folks does not mean that they're like-minded. Not because we all Bantus mean that we have what you call it, like-mindedness in getting things. As I have learned this over this past 3 years, let me tell you all something. Patience is a very serious thing. It's a good virtue to have. Because you learn in this, because everybody say that they Bantu does not mean that they have your best interest at heart. Some people saying identifying as Bantu because they know that you're desperate to come home and they desperate to have something to eat. So in establishing kingdom business, it calls for us paying attention, listening to what people, not everything what they say, some things what they're not saying, taking mental notes and writing and jotting things down. Pay attention, family. I've seen some people who try to giddy up ahead of me because they figured they have some currency and stuff like that. And guess what happened? Even though they had more currency than me to get more things established in me, they still had to step back and slow down. Actually, not slow down. They get dump. Don't you call it? Dump off the horse that they was riding. So, in establishing kingdom business and in restoring the kingdom, it calls for patience. It calls for doing groundwork. It calls for research. Then, you must find what? You have to find passion in finding your business, finding your position in the kingdom. You must find your own passion. Go right again, go within. What is your passion? What's your desire? What's your drive? What would you do that doesn't seem like work to you? It's just like something you could wake up and just do. It's like the air you breathe, your passion. And with that, you'll find your niche, your place, your position in the kingdom. Not everybody called to the kingdom to be a front runner and a voice in out there. Some people are called to be the what you call it? The farmer. Some may be called to be the ones that lay bricks and stuff like that, or mix mortar. You may be a doctor in the Western world because that's what your parents made you become, or you may be a lawyer because that's what your parents made you to become. But in your heart of hearts, you love playing in the dirt. In your heart of hearts, you like fooling around with oil and dirt and cars and engines. In your heart of hearts, you like assembling and disassembling things. You like electronics. In your heart of hearts, you like building things. You like woodwork. In your heart of hearts, you might like electronics. But you choose to follow after what your parents push you into. And so you become accustomed becoming this public image. And so now going back to playing in dirt is, what they say, is beneath you. Kingdom greetings, my king brother. Good to have you. So in the kingdom, when we're talking about kingdom business and reestablishing the kingdom, when you find where your passion is, you find your position, your place in the kingdom. But if you still live in a pretentious life, because that's what you've been accustomed to in the matrix, you will frustrate your process. You'll frustrate your process. So in this transitioning table, in this transitioning session, in this transitioning season, we're now talking about establishing kingdom business and trying to reestablish the kingdom and finding our place. Finding our place is finding our passion. For me, I'm considered an empath. I'm a person with I'm an introvert with an extrovert personality. I love encouraging people. I love I'm stirring up the gifts and the passions inside of people to get them to do what they need to do. I do not have to be um, the one in the forefront, even though I'm the one that got them called to the forefront. But I am not one person that if you tell me you're gonna fail or you can't, I am that one person who could be that driving force behind you and tell you you could do this. Get up, push, let's go. You got it inside of you. I will be your biggest cheerleader. I will be your biggest motivator. I will be your biggest encourager to let you know you can do this. It's in you. My passion is all about seeing people succeed, seeing people walk in the fullness of who they are. My greatest passion is to be able to share knowledge, to be able to motivate and encourage. But let me tell you something. The other thing about me is walking in obedience. I don't care how much I am attacked. I don't care how much I'm ridiculed. I don't care how much I'm talked about. I don't care how much I'm ostracized. It doesn't matter. It does not deter me from walking in obedience. And if somebody tell me I can't, and I know the Most High, the divine creator, the source, tell me I can't, you talking to a mule, because that's how stubborn I am in going after what the Most High tell me can be done. Many of you know my story. I'm still here in East Africa. Going on 3 years. When they told me 6 months. They tell me 6 months. Almost 3 years later. Yeah. Because why? This is what the Most High told me. They tried to tell me, oh, you need to go back to the Bahamas and see your family and see your children and see your grandbabies and see. And let me tell you something. I was saying the same thing too. But you know what the Most High told me? I knew my story. I told you my story. He told me how many countries are on the continent. Divide them by 12. And that's to tell you how much years you would be here before you even leave this continent. So me, I'm going to walk in obedience. People say, well, you know, we got all these different things going on now. But guess what? For me, I got to walk in obedience. Those who was a part of my group when in the early stage of coming here, they know the things we prayed for, the things we petitioned the Most High for, the things we write on paper, we fasted for. Going on 3 years later, manifestation. I tell you, I can talk to you all about the land in another video. But today it's just about kingdom business. Patience. Finding your passion to be able to be a part of the kingdom. Finding your compassion to fit in to get it done. Yes, I know many have been robbed. Many have been trying to come home. Many have sent money to get things done, and nothing has happened. I understand that. Many have came home, and was robbed since they came home. Many have been used in the name of being awoke, name of being Bantu. Patience. In a hurry to hurry up, give their money to someone because it sounds good, and no investigation into the character of the person or persons, or because they say they are part of the awakened. We gotta pay attention, family. And even with talk about kingdom business, we gotta talk about being fruitful. How do I be fruitful? Because sometimes being fruitful ain't only just how the church told us having children and stuff like that. Sometimes being fruitful is in our productivity in what we're doing. In what we're doing, how are we being fruitful in terms of our research? What's our source of information that we have gathered and accumulated so far about the country that we want to go in? What's the population? What's the how's the soil and the density of the various regions in that nation? Here in Kenya, you have East Kenya, which is the coastal area where I'm at. You have West Kenya, which is near the borders of Uganda and stuff like that. You have northern Kenya and stuff like that, and your central Kenya with Nairobi and all these different things. And every area is different. And you have the mountain range area, which is cold. Kenya is known a lot for that people, I don't think a lot of people know, for coffee and tea. You have an area in Kenya that is so cold to grow. It's perfect climate for coffee and for tea. Perfect climate for coffee and tea. And it's that way year round. That ain't the area for me. It ain't the area for me. I love Nairobi. Why? I was in Nairobi. But the city is not the area for me. Was I in a rush to hurry up, give my money to this person, that person, and the next person to get land? No. Patient man, ride donkey. Being fruitful. So while I was waiting, I was being fruitful, talking about who we are, sharing our information. Helping who I can help, helping at an orphanage, helping a family of 1, 2, 5, helping a school. You understand? Patience, being fruitful, multiplying, adding unto yourself character, developing character. It's all about kingdom. This is how you build a kingdom. Because remember, I used the story they gave us with Nehemiah. Nehemiah was what? A cupbearer? I think he was not Nehemiah. Jeremiah was a cupbearer, but he built a character. He had a character in the presence of the king. What's your character? What character have you developed around people? How do you handle people? How do you speak to people? We're talking about kingdom business here. But people think kingdom business is only about spending money, opening up a business, and that's it. But who's going to come to your business when people that know you don't have a good character, the way you handle people, the way you talk to people, the way you treat people, that you lie, you steal, you cheat? In this awakening, so establishing kingdom business, replenishing, multiplying, being fruitful, bringing the starting what you call it, rebuilding the kingdom starts within. Self-check, self-evaluation, shadow work, dealing with your past, dealing with your traumas. Because we don't want to start a kingdom business and midways in getting a kingdom business started, we have to stop. Nobody wants to support. Nobody wants to help. Because your character has superseded you, has gone before you. So everybody know. There are some people in this awakening, it's hard for me to trust them because their character supersedes anything that they say. They could do a million videos talking truth, spitting truth, but I cannot afford to lie myself with them because their character behind what they say doesn't line up. So they speak in one thing, but their character, excuse me, is totally different. Their character is jacked up. So to do business with them, never. It will have to be the Most High. I will come to their rescue if I have to come to their rescue. But in terms of aligning myself up with them, in terms of business and finance, no. Getting information from them, yes, they are a wealth of information. But their character supersedes them in terms of the lies, the trickery, and the people they have robbed. They have no integrity. So that's why I tell you, in establishing kingdom business, you must have patience. You must not just rush to somebody because they say in the right words. Because people can say the right words, but their hearts are very far from the words that they say because they're trying to see how they can get the monies out of your pocket. How I can get him, how I can get her to invest in me. And when you then send that money, they cut you off, they block you, they change their numbers, they change their all kinds of things. They start what you call these things with their chats. They can come and record videos, but you cannot catch up with them. Character. So in establishing kingdom business and doing kingdom business, reestablishing the kingdom, we have to watch the character of the people we align ourselves with. Because like I said, there are 6 million, 600 million or 6 million Bantus. There's only a few of us that are part of this awakening that we see every day and stuff like that. We got to watch their character. What is their character? What is their character be? Oh, they can tell you they're lying about me. You mean to tell me everybody that said you stole money from them, you took money from them, lying? You're the common factor in the midst of 100 people. And all 100 of them lying on you, one person who don't even know. This person in England, this person in Texas, this person in Jamaica, this person in Barbados, this person in Ireland. And all of them who don't even know one another conspire to lie about you. Kingdom business I'm talking about. We have to, in this awakening, we want to establish kingdom business. We want to do business on the continent, but we got to have patience in doing this. We cannot just throw our finances at anybody's feet because they say, and we don't see the character behind them. We don't investigate. Even the heathens, when they're going to invest their monies, they check your history. They check your history. They check your accountability. They check your productivity. How do you produce? There's some things we gotta learn from the heathens, from those people. But you know what we say? I don't want to learn nothing from them. I am Bantu, and this is how we do it here. If I tell you all about some of these tribes in Kenya, I tell you some things I can't talk on YouTube. I can't talk in public form because I know I would have a death mark on my back. Because if I tell you some of these tribes and the things they did to people to accumulate what they have, and I talk about Bantu tribes too. And some of them tell me they own self. Some of the people from the tribe tell me they self. Us, we love money. We would do whatever it takes to have money, to get money. And if you don't give us money, we'll take it ourselves. We will take it ourselves. Some of the people from the tribe tell me themselves, this is who they are. This is what their tribe is famous for. Who ain't using sorcery, using trickery. So in doing kingdom business and reestablishing the kingdom, we must have patience. We must do groundwork. In wanting to purchase land, want to start a business, you got to do your research. You have to. We have the power to subdue. Yes, we do. Because we have to go within. We come with this power within us. But we've been intimidated and lied to for so long. Yes, we do. We need real Ubuntu. And my king brother, that is what I am literally working on right now. That's why I say I'll come back again and talk about some things. But we really do real Ubuntu, where our people really, I am because you are. Where our people really be able to come together in communities and not with trickery and trying to get out of somebody. Building the kingdom, I guess this is what who the Most High, this is what I got to use as an example is Nehemiah. Nehemiah. Because Nehemiah wasn't doing it for himself. The benefits of what he was doing was not for himself. It was Ubuntu. It was for the people. He saw the need. He saw what was happening, and he denied himself to do for the people. That's where I am. There's so much things I could have been doing for myself. I could have gone back home to the Bahamas. I could have been in America. But it's all about Ubuntu. I am because you are. I am here as a living sacrifice, denying oneself that the people may be established. And what I love about the character that the Most High gave me is no one in this awakening can point finger and say, she take our money and never delivered. She take our money and say she could do this and she could do the next and she could do the next. No, the testimonies, it coming. It coming. My king brother, I have a video I can send to you privately. You understand? So kingdom business is all about now. We need to establish wealth to be able to set perimeters and to establish the kingdom. So what did Nehemiah do? He went to the king. He got a letter from the king. He got some things from the king to do this work. Yes, in order to develop this kingdom, we're going to have to not in trust, but we will have to make arrangements with the governments of the land and tell them, give me what the 5 daughters of oh goodness, that went to Moses, give me my inheritance. Give me my inheritance and let me show you what I could do with this land. Let me show you what we could do with this land. Give us this portion of land right here and watch what we can do. And you don't have to give it to us free. Give it to us at a fraction of the price. So we can go and develop the old waste places and create a kingdom for ourselves, where we could feed ourselves. We could do business among ourselves. We could trade among ourselves. We could create kingdom business about creating your own currency. We could create our own currency among ourselves. It's possible. Listen to me. The currency, the US dollar, was not always the US dollar. The Kenyan shillings was not always the Kenyan shillings. The pound wasn't, the British pound wasn't always the British pound. All these things was introduced by somebody else's system. So if we create a community unto ourselves, if we create our kingdom, we have kingdom businesses within ourselves, we feed ourselves, we clothe ourselves, we create our own solar system, we create our own internet system, we create our own. All of this is possible among ourselves. Anybody ever do the research on where the internet come from? Who have the governing power over the internet? But all these different companies, Safaricom, T-Mobile, and all these different companies offering you internet. But who they paying for internet? Where they getting it from? Where's the source? Kingdom business time, man. Time to stop depending on the beast system and establish kingdom business. The kingdom. That's what I come here to you. Time to have dominion. Time to occupy. We would say, we time to occupy till the Most High come. No, time for us to occupy. Now we can pass on our history, our lineage to generation after generation after generation. They keep on telling us this world will be destroyed. No, we can continue. The Mali system. How long ago the Mali kingdom was gone? How long the Persian kingdom was gone? How long these other kingdoms that they say was here has been gone? Has the world come to an end? And they've been hearing about an end, all this stuff. No, we keep on passing down. But now we are much more wiser. How are we going to pass down the information now? How are we going to empower our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren? How are we going to leave a legacy? How are we going to leave information for them? To get on this matrix of believing they got to wait till they die and go to a heaven. They can't live a long, healthy life to be 200 years old, 300 years old, 400 years old. Because we've been lied to. Our food have been contaminated and tampered with. To age us quickly. We've been mentally brainwashed to think that we only can live for 70. Our measure of grace, you might live a little bit longer. But not understanding that we can live for 125, 130 years with strength and strong mind. But we have to go within. Change the way we think. Change the way we speak. Change the way we do things. Stop looking forward to death and start looking into life and life more abundantly. Kingdom mindset, kingdom business, kingdom established. Anyway, it's time for us to establish the kingdom. That's what I came to you with. In order to do kingdom business, we need time for us to establish the kingdom. Time for us to find accountable people that are not afraid to come together as a council who truly, check the word commonwealth. Check the word commonwealth. Commonwealth. People to establish a council of commonwealth thinkers. Let me write this down. Commonwealth thinkers. That's the word. Excuse me. I am sorry. That come to me right now. Commonwealth thinkers. That's how we can establish this kingdom. If we can find a set of people that have a commonwealth mindset, not you in your corner with your company, me in my corner with my company, and the next one in commonwealth thinkers. How you think the company, and I can use it on my thing, what do you call it? BlackRock. How you think they still established one company governing commonwealth? My people, because of the trickster spirit I guess we'll say y'all Jacob for real, for real. That trickster spirit y'all adopt. That you always try to trick people out of something. No, we don't have to do that. We could come together, a council of Commonwealth thinkers. How we can now establish this kingdom. Nehemiah was only the visionary, but he could not do it by himself. He had to gather people who had the same mindset, the same thinking as his to work with him. Not people that came and worked with him to spy out the land, to undermine him and dethrone him, and they now become the head. But people that saw his vision and was willing to work along with him to get the vision done by any means necessary, giving up their own rights, that's something that is common among themselves to establish the kingdom to be built. And that's the problem there again. Oh, I don't want her leading me. That's a woman. Oh, him, I don't want him leading me. Sad is your cry. If you're looking at the skin I in or the gender I wear, the spirit that is inside of me is not male nor female. Yes, I am a warrior queen. Yes, I come warring after the things of the Most High for his people. But it's all about his people. You will never hear me say it's about me. It's not about me. Nehemiah didn't say it was about him. It was the people. People. Establishing the kingdom. It's time to establish the kingdom, family. I thank all of you that have watched this broadcast. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support, your words of encouragement. I look forward to establishing the kingdom. If I got to be a foot soldier or a horseman all by myself, and I know I'm not by myself because I have the divine source with me that is backing me 110%. How I know? I'll tell you in the next video when I talk about land. Yeah. I'm coming to talk about it, come and show you evidence. What is possible when you're about kingdom building and establishment, and when you all about doing that which is right in the eyes of the divine source. How he could trust you when you're in a trickster trying to take money from people to feed your own belly instead of establishing the kingdom. See, people see you moving and they see you here, but they don't understand the level of sacrifice that you make to be away from your children, your grandchildren, and familiarity in terms of your family. Because let me tell you something, I love my family and I know my family love me. My family in an instant, in a heartbeat, they're ready for me to come back and visit home, visit the Bahamas. They're ready, but they know how I walk in obedience to do the things of the Most High. And that's the thing. So my sacrifice is evidence that this work ain't about me. It's about the kingdom. I remember when I was in Christianity, there was an apostle from Atlanta that said to me, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm speaking to you. He talked to me about the same thing inside Isaiah, about rebuilding the old man mark and the old waste places. He said, you are the forerunner for that. I didn't understand it then. I was just thinking what you call it, Christianity. I did not know this thing about Bantu and who we are as a chosen people and stuff like that. I just was thinking from Christianity perspective. But now that I'm awoke to the truth of who we are as a people and the kingdom that needs to be reestablished, I understand now why I could be a voice in the wilderness crying out. I could be a voice in the wilderness that could go silent and move in silent until the Most High tell me. I understand why when He tell me, say, okay, that's enough for YouTube for right now. Come off, I could do it. He does that's enough for Facebook for right now. I could do it because I understand this life I live. I came here with a mission and on a journey to be a part of reestablishing the kingdom with integrity. Yeah. So much love to each and every one of you. Good to see you, my beautiful Bantu Queen sister. Much love to each and every one of you that will listen to this even after the live has finished. Kingdom business. The kingdom must be established. Kingdom business must now start manifesting. But the key thing is this: finding your passion and having patience in the duration of the building of the kingdom. That's what you must have. You must have patience in this. If you do not have patience in this, you would be sending your money. You would be sending your money, giving your money here, there, and everywhere, trying to get a quick fix without it ever being tested, tried, and proven. Because a lot of people, only thing they're out for is taking. There are many takers in this awakening. Many, many takers in this awakening. They will take your eyeball if you give it to them. But more so, they're taking your finances and doing nothing but getting fat and enjoying life. So I say to you, do your field work. Investigate the persons that you're sending your money to. Investigate the people that you're listening to. Because people can give you information, but their character is far from the information they're giving you. They're giving you the information with a string attached to taking from you. With a string attached to depleting your finances. They see you as a cash cow. That's all they see you as. In this same awakening, among us as Bantus. But I come to tell you, the kingdom, the rebuilding of the kingdom has started. It has started. And there's an old song I used to love when I was in Christianity. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. But for me, it's like this now. Let there be love on earth, the love that was meant to be. Yes. And that's what is going to carry us through this, our love one for the other, and to walk in truth. To walk in truth. So let us walk in truth. Let us love one another, and let us want the best for each other. I want the best for you. I want to see you established. I want to see you a part of this kingdom that is being established. I want to see you come home and succeed, thrive, soar. I want this kingdom to be whereas we are the light that other kingdoms that would want to copy, want to be like. If we establish a kingdom here in Kenya, and then they establish a kingdom in Mali, and then they establish a kingdom inside Botswana, and they establish a kingdom, oh glory, they establish a kingdom in Tanzania, they establish a kingdom, hallelujah, in Angola, they established a kingdom in Johannesburg, and they established a kingdom in Burkina Faso, they established a kingdom in Ethiopia. You understand, this is what it's all about. Commonwealth thinkers. How do we come together as Commonwealth thinkers and make this happen? Next week, Friday, I will come to you once again, same time, same place, and share with you about the land. Next week, Friday. So I give you, the rest of this week. Start thinking, start contemplating, start writing down, start researching. And then I'll come up next week, Friday, and tell you all of the good news and testify about the land. Much love, family. Have an amazing day, amazing days ahead. And let me tell you something. According to the construct of time, they've given us months, years. Make it great. You have the power to go within and establish and create what you want. Life and death, building and tearing down is in the power of your mouth. You have the power. Love you all. Nakupenda.